where we're going to unpack the sweet truth about sugar. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the sweet truth, move on to the good, and then, we got to tackle the bad. After that, we'll look at the official 2026 guidelines, and finally, finish up with some smart ways to enjoy sugar. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the sweet truth. So, we're basically investigating a substance that is everywhere, it's heavily debated, and honestly, it's surprisingly misunderstood. The entire core of this discussion really comes down to this one stark difference. On one side, we've got whole natural foods. We're talking apples, berries, sweet potatoes. And on the other side, highly processed snacks, sodas, and candies. The real line we need to draw here is between the natural sugars that are tightly bundled up inside whole foods and the manufactured added sugars that are just sort of dumped into our everyday snacks. It's really not just about the chemical itself, It's about the packaging it arrives in. Which brings us to section 2, the good. Yes, there are natural sugar benefits. I promise you, there is actually a good side to all this. Let's just validate those natural cravings you have for a second. Your brain, it is the most energy-hungry organ in your entire body. In fact, according to Harvard Medical School, your brain demands about 20 to 25% of your total energy intake. And its absolute preferred fuel is glucose. So when your blood glucose is stable, it actively supports your thinking, your memory, your learning. But when it drops, boom, you hit that dreaded brain fog. Your brain literally runs on the sweet stuff. And the benefits really don't stop at the brain either. Natural glucose gives you incredibly quick energy for your muscles, which is exactly why you see athletes using it for fast workout recovery. Plus, studies from the Max Planck Institute have shown that sugar triggers a dopamine release. That's a chemical reward in the brain, giving you a temporary, totally natural mood lift. But here's the real magic, the protective packaging. When you get your sugar from, say, a whole piece of fruit, it comes wrapped in fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. That fiber naturally slows down the absorption, giving you this nice, steady energy without that awful crash. Now we have to pivot a bit. Section 3, the bad, or the added sugar risks. So it's time to look at the darker side of the story here. And the absolutely crucial point is understanding exactly what we mean when we use the term added sugars. We're talking about sugars that have been stripped away from their natural source and just pumped right into processed foods. What they deliver are empty calories, literally zero fiber, zero nutrients. And because they completely lack that protective fiber packaging we just talked about, they don't fill you up at all, which almost automatically leads to overeating. And when we actually look at the data, guys, the systemic damage is pretty staggering. Multiple European cohort studies show that just 150 extra calories a day from added sugar dramatically raises your obesity risk. And it's like a domino effect from there. Chronic inflammation from just one extra sweet drink a day, that bumps up to type 2 diabetes risk by about 22%. On top of that, a massive 2023 study of over 110,000 people found that added sugar directly raises your blood pressure and triglycerides. Those are the fats in your blood, which leads to a significantly higher risk of stroke and heart disease. Like I said, a total domino effect. And unfortunately, that cascade of risks just keeps going. High fructose sugars, like the ones swimming around in most sodas, go straight to your liver, driving a massive global spike in fatty liver disease. Then think about your teeth. The American Dental Association consistently warns that sugar feeds the mouth bacteria that erode your enamel, meaning no amount is completely safe for your smile. Finally, recent reviews highlight a genuinely terrifying reality. Added sugar actively hijacks your dopamine pathways. It actually mimics addiction-like effects, making you crave more of the exact same thing that's causing the damage in the first place. So, let's get into the numbers. Section 4, Official 2026 Sugar Guidelines. So, how do we actually protect ourselves here? Well, we need concrete daily numbers. The World Health Organization recommends an absolute maximum limit. You want to keep your free added sugars to under 10% of your total daily calories. And just to be super clear, they note that pushing it even further, like getting it under 5%, provides some incredibly protective health benefits. But here is where the major reality check hits us. The American Heart Association sets some pretty strict limits, about 6 teaspoons a day for women and 9 teaspoons for men. But the average modern consumption, it is wild. Most people are consuming 2 to 3 times that maximum recommended limit every single day. We are essentially drowning in the stuff, and often without even realizing it. Which brings us to a really sobering stance. The latest US Dietary Guidelines state it super plainly. No amount of added sugars is recommended as part of a healthy diet. period. They advise limiting added sugars to under 10 grams per meal. And maybe even more striking, they recommend that children between the ages of 4 to 10 should avoid added sugars entirely. So the medical community is really drawing a very firm line in the sand right now. All right, let's get practical. Section 5, smart ways to enjoy sugar. Let's face it, we live in the modern world, and sugar is a huge part of our culture. So let's synthesize all this data into some smart daily habits that you can start using right now. Step 1, choose whole foods. Just pick the whole apple instead of the apple juice. Step 2, read your labels carefully. Added sugars are total masters of disguise, hiding under sneaky aliases like dextrose, malt, or syrup. Step 3, swap smartly. Try using some cinnamon or vanilla extract for sweetness in your morning coffee instead. Step 4, if you're having carbs, try to pair them with a protein or a fat to blunt that crazy blood sugar spike. And finally, step 5, treat, not fuel. Treat added sugar like the occasional indulgence it was meant to be, not the foundation of your daily energy. Look, at the end of the day, sugar itself isn't evil. Your brain and your body genuinely need the natural kind to function. It's just the sheer volume of added sugars in our modern diets that's causing this crisis. So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. What is your biggest sugar struggle? Is it those late night cravings, or is it maybe finding hidden sugars in foods that are literally labeled healthy? Think about your own habits, try to apply some of these new guidelines, and just start making those smart swaps today. Trust me, your future self, your heart, and your brain will absolutely thank you for it.